Dear Ann Landis, my husband
Dear
and I
Abby,
are in shock.
I'm extremely upset. My son got married in
Dear
April.
Ann Landis.
He was very happy.
Dear
His
Ann
wife was
Landis.
happy. Dear Abby.
She thinks way too much of
Dear
herself.
Abby.
She had to get married.
Dear Pod.
Didn't we get it? I forget what the story was. This is where my brain is because I only have half of my mental capacity right now. Are we going to talk about it? Do you want to get into it?
Yeah, I want to know why you have a glamour shot of the emergency room. Like, I'm not feeling well. And then it's just like,
glamour shot.
and then just like you on the beach, just like with a mermaid comb. I don't feel well. Click. And then just like soft lens.
It was soft lens because it was so
And you're
dark.
like, and then you're like, your ER robe is like just slightly askew. Like, no, I can't. No pictures, please.
Really? Is it really?
And then pose. Did you get it? Did you get it? No wrinkles on the neck, please.
I hate it so. And don't forget, like, the little heart monitors that were
Yeah,
on.
like are they symmetrical?
Are they
Just
appropriate? Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Is my
Just,
nipple
oh wait, hold
covered?
on.
I'm
gonna
dying.
Be,
I'm dying.
hold on, I'm sick.
Oh my God. I had to. She was so upset that I did it. But I was like, whatever. I was out of my mind on so many meds at that point. Okay, so should we go back?
Yeah.
It was a Saturday night. This is the first time that I've like really been upright in the past week. I put makeup on today. You're very welcome, YouTube.
Okay.
Because I don't want to scare the algorithm. So Saturday night, last week, did shows, came home. We're sitting on the couch, doing our end of day thing. We're watching TV, having a drink. He pours me a drink. I have like a sip of gin. And I was like, no. And I'm trying to get comfortable on the couch. And I'm just telling him, I'm like, I just feel like, I feel like I'm poisoning myself. I feel like whatever I'm eating, maybe because I'm like watching too much RFK Jr. stuff where he's like, you're poisoning the food supply.
I can't listen to him talk. I know it's a terrible.
I know it is, but it's really.
I can only read him. I have to mute him and then read him.
No, he's like a robot DJ. But
in a helicopter.
Reporting from the sky. Oh, traffic on 95.
They're like, we have Katharine Hepburn here.
That's like the robot porn that I told you about. When my friend saw a robot porn in college and it's stayed with me ever since. That he kept saying that in the robot porn, the guy was getting a BJ. And he goes, now take it in your mouth. That's what RFK Jr. sounds like to me.
There's a leap there.
There is. But I don't know what he's done before he was in office.
Yeah.
You make money where you can. So I was like, oh my God, my stomach feels sour. I haven't been treating myself well. And I'm just going off on this tangent and I'm really fidgety. And he's like, what's wrong with you? And then I don't know, I was like, oh God, no, it's happening. Go into the bathroom. I boot. And of course, because I'm me and my body's like, shut her down, boys. Boom. Done. I hit the turf. I pass out. When I come to, at least I thought my head was under the sink. And then at that point, it was off to the races. That faint is always my body's way of saying, bitch, you have no idea what's about to happen to you.
So you fainted after you vomited.
So I passed out.
After you vomited.
After I vomited.
Okay.
And where I proceeded to, I couldn't lift my head off the floor. Vomiting on the floor. Aggressive.
Who
I had
cleaned it up after that? Tell me.
It gets
Jim.
so much worse. It gets so much worse. Okay,
I'm so glad it's
but
early
I'm
in
passed
the
out
morning.
behind the door, and he's trying to get in, and he's like, I'm 500 pounds. He's like, what? Let me in. You have to move. And I was like, he says, whatever this was. Now, he's seen me go through some shit. He's seen me ruin New Jersey Transit.
Yeah.
He's seen me, pass out frequently.
He's seen you naked.
Which is more trauma than any poor man should go through.
Yeah, it's
Help
like a
the ginger
scarecrow
boy.
on fire. Yeah.
Get that cinnamon broom off the floor and put some clothes on it, goddammit. It's a mess.
There's a lit match here.
It's just rolling around screaming. So he's seen some shit, literally. Now, he says this is the worst he has ever seen it. So I don't know how it happened. There's whole swaths that are lost to me, like whole
Okay.
memory swaths of this night.
Probably good.
I think so. Because then I couldn't stop puking. And I don't even know how it happened. I finally like sort of rallied. There's like puke in my hair. And I was like, I know I need to get right to the bathtub. We have a bathtub. Bless the Lord.
Right. Like
So-
Joe Beth Williams in Poltergeist.
Yes, get me in the bathtub.
Yeah.
I wish I were just covered in whatever
So
that
James
like,
was just
ethereal
James was
goo.
Craig T. Nelson and just like picking you up.
Yeah, and he's like scraping the
baby.
shit off my
Yeah.
face. Yeah. Stay there! Don't let go! And I'm saying to him from the other side of the door, like, don't come in here! Don't you come in here! You don't want to see what's happening! And I had no choice. I had to get to the bathtub, where I knew that if I could sit in the bathtub, I could somehow, control this situation. Because now it's coming out of all sides. But I didn't know that. And so I run for the other bathroom, and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, just leave it there. I'll clean it up later. I get naked. I get in the bathtub. I was freezing cold. I turn on the hot water, which it's probably not the right idea.
Probably not.
But I'm in the shower now, in child's pose. And he says that when I ran, I don't know how. He turned and he looked at the bathroom floor and he says, there was a perfectly formed turd.
How did
in
that?
I don't know.
In the
I
bathroom?
had clothes on. I don't remember. Yes.
Oh my God. You're like all those YouTube
You had a
videos of
baby in
people
your
like
pants.
shitting in like the middle of the grocery store and then just walking away. That was you. But you did it to your own house.
Or I had a baby in my pants. Like this.
Wow.
Remember that like 16 and pregnant and nobody, or I did, oh my God, I didn't know I was pregnant, that TV show.
Let me just tell you, oh my God, I would always know if I was pregnant.
But the best thing I ever took away from that was a woman going, baby, you had a baby in your pants. That's all I remember of that show.
Where were you
Sidebar.
born, Sally? In my mom's pants.
In my mom's sweats. In her Gap sweats.
Yeah.
So,
Her baby Gap sweat.
exactly.
Because they're so small and cute.
Juicy. I named her Juicy after where she was born. So now I'm in the bathtub and it's just coming out the front. It's coming out the back. The water's coming down. I'm telling Jim to not come in here. I don't know. Again, this is like I'm putting together pictures in my mind of what was happening. At one point he was in there and I remember him putting his hand in because I kept puking and fainting in the bathroom. So I'm like waterboarding myself essentially.
Thank God he was there.
Well, at one point, I remember seeing those like yellow kitchen gloves. He put on yellow kitchen gloves and he like lifted up my head. I don't know what was happening. I had no control over anything. It's coming out everywhere. I didn't want him anywhere near this.
He didn't want to be there either.
It
just
was like
FYI.
Chernobyl. I'm like, leave the area. Please, I've given you plenty of warning. You don't have to develop a third eye as a result of this. There's going to be some fallout.
Okay.
So around 2 in the morning, this has been going on since 11 now. Keep puking, fainting, puking, fainting. This probably happened, I would say, about 10 times just at home. At home. And he's like, we have to call 911. And I was like, no hospital. Like I couldn't move. And I knew that, like, literally, Patty, I was like this. And then if I shifted, my body was like, let her go. Bleh. It was, even if I moved an inch, it was like causing this ripple effect of my body going, you should vomit now. You should faint now. You should vomit. You should faint. You should vomit. You should faint. You can talk, you can bicker. You can talk, you can bicker. You can vomit, you can faint.
Talk.
Shit yourself while you're sitting in the bathtub. Sitting in the bathtub.
Shit in the bathtub. Shit in the bathtub. What's on the wall? What's on the wall? Shh. Wipe it. Wipe it. Wipe it. Why?
Oh, it's so relaxing. So he finally calls 911 and like an ambulance comes at 2:30 in the morning. At this point, the water has stopped. He has covered me with like a robe and every towel that we have ever owned ever in the history of anything. And I'm like, get a blanket. I'll sleep in the bathtub. The shit that was.
Sure.
Oh my God. So the EMTs come and I'm just sitting in the bathtub and they're looking up at them and they're like, hey, could you just like hook me up? He's like, we got to bring you to the hospital. We've got to bring you. And I was like, okay, but I'm naked.
He's like, we understand, boy.
Well, I see you, sir.
I see you. I see you. I don't know what happened to you, little boy.
You little boy. And he wanted me to like sit up and get myself out of the tub and get onto whatever this gurney was. And I was like, there's no fucking way. I couldn't even move. I couldn't move an inch, Patty.
Did he turn to Jim like,
little lamb.
sir, your son needs to get out of the bathtub?
And you have to cut his hair. What is this, Celine Dion's boy?
Why do you have Eric Stoltz in your bathtub?
So finally, he has to dress me. Jim has to like put clothes on me while I'm still laying in the bathtub. Brings me clothes. I start to like put stuff on. He tries to bring me socks, and he keeps bringing me socks that are too tight. I was like, it's too tight, it's too tight. What a stupid, I was like, that's not right, it doesn't go with my pants. It's all wrong, the look is wrong. And
Pantyhose. Nothing beats a great pair of legs.
get the Spanx.
Get the underalls. No, pantyhose over my jeans. Joyce, do it. Cut my hair quick. Yeah, we've got a situation. I don't know if it's kidnapping, but I think Eric Stoltz is in the tub, and we're going to definitely bring the suspect in.
But he looks fantastic. Have you seen his abs? So they get me on the thing. They wheel me out. I go to the hospital, which is like, when was the last time you were in the back of an ambulance? How weird. And he's still trying to get in.
I don't know.
I know. I just, it was so weird. I was also sitting like Mr. Burns. I do remember I was like, this is where I die. And they get me to the ER. And they get me in there. I remember him saying, is it too bright? And he put the whole, like, blanket over my head so it looks like a dead body is rolling into the ER. I'm completely covered.
It's Eric Stoltz.
That's why it's paparazzi. He doesn't want to be seen. Don't take
talk
pictures.
To him about Back to the Future when he was recast. Eric Stoltz is here.
Don't talk to him about some kind of wonderful Mary, one of the Marys, one of the many Marys with the three name Marys. So they roll me in, where they kept like moving me from room to room. You know, we're in that triage area, so there's like, you don't really have a proper room. I remember being in a room at one point, and they gave me like a little thing to puke into, which is wildly optimistic. The puke bag that they give you is like a sock.
It's a whisper.
It is. I was like,
it doesn't come out that way.
I was like, I'm going to annihilate this bag. You need to give me like a garbage bag.
Yeah.
Not something that's like, you know, when you put your mask on, if like an airplane, whatever those little masks are, it's that big. And so they give it to
How many times have you used the mask in an airplane? Just
all
FYI.
the time.
Okay.
I'm always ripping that thing out, just being like, just a little extra something for the road. I wish you could.
Ma'am, you dropped all of the masks just for your one.
Sorry. I just need a little hit, you know, at 35,000 feet. So,
ladies and gentlemen, sorry to detour from our regular scheduled arrival in Hawaii. We now have to go back to the mainland.
Sorry,
because
everybody.
Mackenzie Aston here has pulled her.
Karen Carpenter needed more air up here on this Spirit Airlines flight. And they give you like that little tube. And, you know, they gave it to like Jim to hold. This poor guy. Jim he's serving divorce papers as we speak because this was
Houses for sale.
Atrocious. Now, what was happening was I kept puking and fainting and puking and fainting.
I heard that.
And still, like at the ER.
Okay.
So I'm at the ER. And
you're making a phone call
I have
right
to
now?
cue this up because it was so extreme because I would try to heave, and then like something would come out but it was like I was giving birth out of my face. I kept yelling. I couldn't stop yelling.
This is so wonderful. What a wonderful night. Merry Christmas, everybody.
I have to do it. Young James did an impression of what was happening to me.
Show it in your camera.
In my camera. Oh, like hold it up. No,
She'll
I'm going to hold the audio.
No.
Like,
show the picture to the camera as well.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So here's young Jules's impression. This is so accurate.
I apologize if this upsets anyone. It's as close as I can get it. I'm not kidding you.
You're that patient in every psychosis movie, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I don't belong here. Who's that? He's fine.
I'm giving you girl interrupted
Yeah,
screams.
absolutely.
I am living all of the, and he kept saying,
American Horror Story, Psych Ward, whatever the fuck it is.
he's like, okay, I gotta know what the yelling is. What is the yelling? What's that about? Are you in pain? And I was like, I just want it out of my body. It was like an exorcism. It was a full body. And he goes, and you don't understand that, they were taking clothes off you to put things on, like monitors and EKGs. They were doing all these EKGs. They couldn't figure out why I was fainting. And there was no way to explain to them, this is just what I do. It's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very sensitive vasovagal nerve or something, and it's just my body's way of shutting it all down because this is too much. It's my body is a fussy millennial that's like,
not-
I want to go now. I want to go. I want to be done.
Your body is not a wonderland. In fact, it is a fun house on fire.
It is a haunted house from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
It will bring you on a ride.
Fully interactive haunted house.
Fully, I'm the guy in that
Fully
little
haunted.
thing with, yes, exactly. I'm turning, I'm spinning, I'm floating above the ground.
Okay.
And I couldn't stop puking and screaming.
Is this our Christmas episode, by the way?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
Go on.
This night is the gift that keeps on giving to you listeners. And at one point every time they would roll me to a different room, it would set off a chain of events that was horrifying.
I picked that up.
Yes. So at one point they moved me to a triage area. You know how you share a shower curtain when you're in the ER, basically.
Yeah, for privacy, obviously.
Obviously.
So you can't hear anything.
But they rolled me past this Hasidic Jewish couple. And now I'm sharing a shower curtain with the Hasidic Jewish couple. And my
He can
first
fuck
thought,
you through that. I don't know if that has to be edited out, but that's
that is never edited out. So I let him. And after that was done, there was no entering any hole that night. I was there for maybe 5 minutes, and I think that they requested that I get moved because I was the least kosher thing in
obviously.
that ER. And because he said that they were trying to put an IV in me, and I was like, it'll be over. It'll be over soon. This will be over soon. And then the ER nurse was like, tell us when she's fainting. And so he's going, she's fainting. She's fainting. All of this told to me after the fact. So after that, when I came to, they were like, we're going to move you to observation where you're going to get your own room. And I was like, great. Moved me again. CAT scans, all of the everything, 3 bags of fluids, 3 anti-nausea shots, 2 of which did not take.
Okay.
15 hours in the ER. It's amazing what happens when you don't care what the fuck you look like.
Well, you're at a hospital.
I'm at a hospital.
You're not at a cotillion.
Well, I mean, I think I'd probably do this there too, but people were coming in and out of the rooms, and Jim said at one point, I was just naked. I'm like, do whatever you need to do. Just, you know what? Clothes get in the way of the process of you putting more fluids in my body, more tabs on me.
I thought that was Clay Aiken. That's not Clay Aiken. It's that little boy from Facts of Life.
They're all in the... Is that Ricky Schroeder?
I'm so confused.
I don't know. We definitely have a celebrity here, though. I would call it like page 6 or something.
Why is that patient dressed like the little Dutch boy? I don't.
Is that
Are there
Scott-
pain samples
Is
in
that the
there?
guy who played Scott Fargus? I don't know. I was in a horror state, so I'm the little boy barely standing before you. I guess the long and the short is, it's a Christmas miracle because I've gotten back to my birth weight.
Great. Because you were so large before.
Wow. Let me tell you what. I have hardly eaten anything in the past week.
Well, that's probably wise.
Feels amazing.
Am I gonna get the end of this, or this is gonna be like the John Bonet?
I think it's going to fall
Documentary.
off the edge of a cliff and be like, and to this day, no one knows what happened. It was never solved. They
Okay.
just said they think it's a viral infection. The best part was they were like, we need a cardiologist in here because she's not fainting. She keeps fainting.
She-
Tell
you're-
them what the one nurse said or the other doctor about your head.
There was nothing left in me. The best nurse, at one point they took a CAT scan and they brought me back and my eyes were just off. I was like, this is it. She kept trying to talk to me. I had nothing left to give.
You're like, can you please take a picture with your phone?
I was like, something like a little bit foggy, a little bit out of focus, something with an Amaro filter.
Like
Let's
what
keep it
RuPaul
classic.
does.
Yeah. Blur the lines. Can you add some brightness and some shading?
No, show it to me.
Now,
No, do it again.
but she did say, she was asking me questions and I was like, yeah, no, yeah. I was answering like that and she goes, has anyone checked on this patient's mental health? And I was like, truer words have never been said. And the answer is, ma'am, no. No one's ever checked on this patient's mental health.
She's like, well, why start now? And she left. You just heard the door slam.
And I was like, and that's United Healthcare, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Gyllenhaal will be shooting you on a street somewhere nearby.
The amount of people that are,
Cheering this man's death.
well, yeah,
yeah.
like the denied claims. I mean, this is, I understand how fucked up the insurance companies are. Denied.
Merry
Whatever.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
But he does have a family. He is only a few years older than we are. And
Speak for yourself.
okay, he's a few years younger than James.
Okay.
But people are like ruthless. On top of that, then they're like, who is that shooter? He is.
Look, yes, everybody's dancing
Gorgeous.
on the grave, but then all of a sudden we're like, oh, is that Jake Gyllenhaal? He looks fantastic. I'm not giving
That's
him up.
outrageous. How did he get on the bus? Who is that?
I also like that he went to Starbucks and like smiled for the camera. He's like, I need a latte before I go and murder someone.
Listen, I just want to find out where he is so I can solve that crime. This is where like Samantha Jones come in.
Yeah.
I'll solve that crime.
I want to look at his private eyes. Oh.
Maybe just the one. I just need a private dick.
I just need a DNA sample. Oh. Oh. Do you know, this is just a side note. Young James used to have like a GPS, a classic GPS for the car. Remember like when
Yes.
that was a brand new thing and it was like
Yeah.
a Garmin and you could download certain voices, but
Yeah.
they were very limited. And,
And you had to put like a sandbag on it so it didn't fly up.
and it always popped right off
Yeah.
the thing, like at the moment that you're making a turn off an
Right.
interstate, something important. But you could download different voices and he downloaded Kim Cattrall.
That's
This was like when
amazing.
Sex in the City was at its height, but it was hilarious because she would say things like, "Ooh, I want you to merge on the interstate. Let's take it a little bit faster. Is there
I would
room for
love
two
this.
of us in the back seat?"
I would love this so
I
much.
think you should actually do it. But then one day the GPS was going. We're in Boston, And he was like, I'm trying to turn. I was like, fuck this thing. So I go to take it off its charger and I turn it off and I throw it in the console. And we're like fighting because I was like, just listen to me. I will tell you where to go.
Kim doesn't know where we're going.
Kim doesn't understand Boston, okay? It doesn't make sense to her. So I shove her in the console and I turned her off. But I didn't turn it off all the way. So we're in the middle of fighting. And I was like, just listen. You have to take a left coming up. And then you hear, oh, don't step on my Manolos. But she's like muted because she's in the console. So it's like she's in the trunk. It's like we have Kim Cattrall in our trunk. So it's like, oh, let's take things a little faster. Nothing stops a fight faster than Kim Cattrall's voice muffled in your console of your car. Oh my God, everybody!
Oh God. Here.
That's what it was, yelling, screaming. Welcome, everybody, to Dear Pod, the comedy advice podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gyllenhaal.
And I, of course, am Mariah Carey.
Of course you are, because it's the Christmas episode, everybody.
You wouldn't know it.
You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. But here we are, baby. I actually think it's perfect for our Christmas episode.
Sure,
you know?
of course.
But we're coming to you from the Maha Bar, which is all decked out for Christmas in the beautiful Pineapple Ranch. Can I hear it? Oh, jingle them bells. Oh, we want you to jingle ours. Follow us on your social medias at Dear Pod on your Insta and your face. At Dear Pod Official on your Insta and your face at Dear Pod on TikTok. I know I've already made it more complicated than it needs to be. So follow us on your social medias, please. Send us a message. Send us an email, dearpodofficial@gmail.com. We accept your advice questions every week, and we would like to answer one of them for you on the air. So dearpodofficial@gmail.com. Check out our website, Dear Pod Official, where you can binge every last episode on this, our Christmas episode. Oh, go back and listen to old Christmas episodes. Ruth's Chris is one of our favorite episodes that we have ever
We can't
taped.
rehash that now.
We can't, but just know this Chris belongs to Ruth. Check it out.
And if Drew Barrymore happens to be a hostess at Ruth's Chris, may all of your Christmas wishes come true.
May all of your wishes come true, baby, because we're making wishes come true here on the podcast. So follow us on Apple Podcasts. If you're listening, please rate, review, subscribe. We haven't had a review in a while, and we would like the gift of a review. And check us out on YouTube, because we need that more. We need your views. I need...
Okay. No more.
No more. Yes, YouTube. Dear Pod Official. Dear Pod Official. Dear Pod Official. I can't say it enough. So smash that subscribe button. But finally, and most importantly, 'tis the giving season. And don't you want to give us money? I know you do, because I'm going to have to pay for a very expensive ambulance ride. Patreon.com/DearPodOfficial. We're for $5 a month. A mere $5 a month. That's the cost of a cup of coffee for Jake Gyllenhaal before he shoots a CEO in the streets of New York City. Merry Christmas, everybody. You can get extra special tidbits in your inbox every week. That is patreon.com/DearPodOfficial. This, ladies and gents, theys, thems, all over the worlds.
Jeez.
All the good people. Oh, jeez. It is our holiday. I almost said Halloween episode.
I thought that's.
Is
it? I don't know.
It.
It's from the beginning. I thought it was.
It was, because it's been a nightmare up till now, and my brain is still coming back online.
So it's a nightmare before Christmas.
Before Xmas. Yes, it is our Christmas episode. That is right. Are you excited?
For what?
Oh.
I feel like I'm on one of those
Jingle those balls.
like talk shows where anytime they jingle the bells,
you gotta drink.
The scarf's on sale.
QVC.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Oh, the duster's on sale.
Lisa Rinna's dusters are on sale. Hurry, I only have 10 minutes to order. When I was a little kid, for no good reason, I was obsessed with QVC. Obsessed. Like, I would watch it for hours. I don't know why.
It's not that entertaining.
No, I was a weird kid.
Not to say that if anyone wanted to hire me from QVC, I would definitely make it more entertaining.
Kid, I got the chance to audition for that years ago.
Just call me
QVC.
Kid?
Kid?
Okay.
I'm just keeping it colloquial.
Okay.
Keeping it relaxed.
Shh. All right. Whatever makes you not projectile vomit on me.
I auditioned
Like
for
that scene
QVC.
in Witches of Eastwick with the cherry pits.
Never seen it. Okay, that you've referenced it before. I'm not gonna lie, and this is your Christmas gift. I've
You
been
should
lying
watch
to
it.
you the whole time. I have never seen Witch of Eastwick. I've been faking it with you
Okay,
the
you
entire
should
time.
you should probably watch it
Okay,
because it's an amazing movie.
I'll put it on the list.
It's a good Christmas feel good movie.
Is it really?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
I got excited.
But I mean, it's other than Susan Sarandon, it's Cher, Jack Nicholson,
Who's
Michelle
the third?
Pfeiffer.
Oh yeah, classic Pfeiffer, pointy Pfeiffer.
It's fantastic. That's my favorite Cher monologue.
Really?
You're not even interesting enough to make me sick. Like that is hands down the best insult ever.
Oh my God. Okay, so there's more for me to see.
Yeah. Just watch it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it on my list. I've been because I've been
Put it at the
sick.
top of your list. I know you've been sick.
Guess what? I've been sick, and I've been watching a
so
lot of
am I.
movies. I'm sick of this shit. I've been rediscovering old films this week, like 1980s classics. I've been
Such
making my
as?
way through Pretty Woman, Beetlejuice. Let's see what Better Off Dead. We watched Better Off Dead last night.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You forget how funny that movie is.
It's
how
fantastic.
funny.
And a lot of people have not seen it.
A lot of people have not, and a lot
Like
of people
One Crazy Summer.
won't appreciate it. I loved One Crazy Summer. Didn't that had Demi Moore in it?
Demi.
She was like extra raspy, and she had like cornrows.
She's like a cornrow or like a clip-in braid. Or like,
Yeah,
because that was to let everyone know that you're alternative.
Yeah, I'm just like you can't.
And like Chuck Taylor's because they all smell, right? I don't fucking wash my feet.
No, I've been sweating in these all summer because it's one crazy summer.
Yeah.
Bobcat Goldthwait. Come on.
Yep.
How's my path not crossed with Bobcat Goldthwait?
I don't know, but
2025 wishes, hopes, dreams.
he's not one of those people that came on the screen and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to watch that again.
He has such a relaxing tone. But whatever happened to Booger from Revenge of the Nerds? Because he was in One Crazy Summer. I forget what his
Yes.
name is. I don't know what the actor's name. What is it?
Curtis Armstrong. He's
Kurt-
worked a
He
lot.
works a lot.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
Of course.
believe
Could we
so.
get him?
To
Could
do
we get
what?
him on the podcast? Should we get him to, I don't know, jump rope? I don't know.
Why would we want him to jump rope?
We could, I don't know. I'm just picking any sort of random activity. But maybe we could get Curtis Armstrong on the
Or maybe we can
podcast.
get Tara Reid because what else is gonna?
I want random people like that in 2025. I have dreams for us in 2025. We're on the verge of a new year. How does that feel? In my mind, I'm still in summer.
Well, yeah, because I feel like something has happened where like the the pages have been stuck together because I remember July.
Yeah.
And now I'm in December.
And it was like, yeah, it was a fever dream.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
don't
you
know
were
if this is
fainting
what
in the ER.
happens when you're getting older or if it's just something like the world is spinning too fast.
Too fast. And I do feel like the sun has started setting at noon.
Correct.
So is it getting
It has.
worse or is it just me? Like, is the sun setting earlier and earlier? But like, I know that we get dark days, but I feel the sun starts setting at noon, which means that I get homicidal at this time of year.
Great.
By 6 p.m., it feels like it's midnight.
Okay.
And I have to
I
leave
didn't
and go
do
to
it.
work. At that point, you did it. You did this to us. Merry Christmas, everybody. So we have Christmas-themed articles for you this
You
week.
wouldn't know it.
You wouldn't know it. By the first half
The
hour
worst-
we've been talking.
The worst Christmas episode.
Merry Christmas!
It's on sale.
I need the doctor! I need those Capodimonte forms, those figurines. I need a figurine.
Someone's house is filled with all that horrible,
It's my
nasty
mother.
shit.
My mother's
that-
house
that
is filled with that shit.
doesn't appreciate ever.
Those like Yadro figurines and
Yadra's a different thing. For some reason, Yadro costs a fucking fortune in those weird blue pastel, just like smooth skin that it's not even I don't know who is kidding anybody that someone's hair looks like that.
you looked right in my eyes and just went.
Well,
You just went Yadro,
well, yeah,
and then you hung it in the air.
You look like a Yadro now.
You know what? I do. I'm like glassy skinned. I've got no muscle mass anymore. I've got no strength. I love being Yadro.
So your mom didn't buy Yadro. She bought the other shit, which is basically like
cheapo
buying
Yadro.
like a Precious Moments, which
Oh my
I don't
God.
know why people have figurines in their house.
Oh, always. But people don't anymore. But Moth, she has them in like a hutch.
You just
in
totally
like a corner.
contradicted what I just said.
I don't know. I know.
But they don't
they
anymore.
Don't
Why
anymore.
do people? But they don't anymore.
Anymore. Yeah, the accurate
It's like
word was
talking
anymore.
Jiminy Glick right now.
You know who doesn't have Yadro figurines?
Nobody.
Everybody. It's a funny thing about that, Patrick, because I love Yadro. I love a figurine.
That nobody has.
But nobody has them. But when you shop for them, do you not have them anymore? Ooh, Yadro. Yes, she's got some figurines, but nobody's buying them anymore. It stopped in like 1992. People were like, "Why am I buying figurines?" Because then she puts them on display in a little like corner hutch,
Sure.
and there's no rhyme or reason to them. Like at one point, she was collecting Disney princesses, and then she sort of stopped
What?
doing that. Yeah, there's like a Cinderella and there's a Snow White,
Why?
and then she just like gave up.
I would too.
Yeah, she was like, I don't want to get the whole. There's a lot of princesses. Go for the villains. Where are the villains?
They're more elegant.
They are more elegant. They dress better.
Yeah.
And a Disney villain only was just trying to get their job done at the end of the day.
The Disney villain is where the homosexual's like, tap, tap, this is my department. Let me
I'll
do
take
this.
it from here.
I'll do that. Yes, you had Belle. That's great. That's
Yeah.
shitty dress. Let me just show you something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maleficent. These cheekbones, courtesy of me, are fantastic.
This
That's
is
why even as a
amazing.
kid, I wanted to be a Disney villain. I love Disney villains. Ursula is the only one that you're like, maybe not that one.
What are you talking about?
She's got a great song. She's a little bit divine.
She's
Okay,
got a
so I take that
cabaret
back.
act. Like she runs the
does.
cabaret.
Underwater cabaret act
She's that hot fucking lesbian that you don't want to cross.
that like owns her own speakeasy.
Yeah, and just wears
Yeah.
a bustier with maybe like a bolero jacket or something.
Yeah, but she could crush you.
Of course
Are
you
there any Disney villains who read advice column letters?
No.
Oh my God.
They don't.
All right. This Disney villain has to, because I owe him. I owe him now. He
You did
cleaned
that
up.
to yourself.
I am stuck in this forever.
If you just would have said, let's go to the hospital now, we could have saved the Roto-Rooter from coming to your house, along with
I
a
really,
deep clean of all your carpets.
I have pushed the limits of what this plumbing can do, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas! We have Christmas themed RT.
It's on sale! Yadro's 3 for $1.
The Yadro's on sale, baby. Give me an article.
This is from the News Journal, Mansfield, Ohio, Saturday, November 21st, 19-something, because it did print.
I don't even care anymore.
This is Belief in St. Nick Healthy. Dear Abby, is there a way my child can enjoy the fun of believing in Santa Claus without being lied to? It doesn't seem fair to tell a trusting child lies, and yet I hate to deprive him of the pleasure of fantasizing about a make-believe character. My son is still a wee baby, and I hate lying to him, knowing that one day he'll learn the truth and wonder how many other things I've lied about. Signed,
Like his father.
Debbie.
Okay, Debbie.
Yeah, she wrote this while she was masturbating, obviously.
Ew!
Like, the trusting lies and deprive him of the pleasure of fantasizing about a strange man breaking into your house and leaving you gifts.
Expensive gifts. And then leaving out the fireplace so that my husband never knew he was there. By the way, he wasn't your father. Merry Christmas. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's
Ooh.
not milk. That's just all I'm going to say.
Let's take this a little bit faster.
Dear Debbie, childhood fantasies are not only fun for children, they are useful aids in developing healthy imaginations and creativity. It's better to tell your child from the start that Santa, the Easter Bunny, and don't forget the Tooth Fairy, are all make-believe characters. The mistake most parents make is to insist that these imaginary characters actually exist after the child has questioned their authenticity.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, that's an abrupt ending.
Yeah, the Tooth Fairy was gross. When you really think about it, that's just a woman who's going around collecting dental
Parts.
Yeah, DNA.
Yeah.
You don't know why she's actually taking those and where is she taking them. We've never really flushed out the tooth fairy.
It's okay, so this man breaks into your house, gives you gifts.
Great.
Great.
That's lovely.
There's an oversized rabid rabbit that breaks into your house and
Gives you
gives you
chocolate.
candy. Great. There's someone that after teeth are yanked out of your head, breaks into your house, tiptoes into your bedroom to then look at you while you're sleeping and pull the teeth out from underneath your pillow
Collect
and leave you some cash.
usually coins. Yeah.
Like you're a hooker, and then gets out of there.
Yeah, and whispers in your ear before they leave, the money's on the dresser. Yeah.
Tommy, the change is underneath your head.
Thanks for your teeth. Thanks for your old bones.
Thanks for your blood-soaked teeth.
That is the creepiest of all of the figures.
Well, I mean, there's no aisle in Walmart for tooth fairy. You know, there's
It's also I think the only kind of female figurine. So it's a woman who comes in, and I mean, depends on. I don't know what your
What are you
tooth fairy
talking
looked
about?
like. I picture a woman that comes in and takes your teeth. She's got like I picture what's her name from Peter Pan. You know,
Tinkerbell?
That's the word.
Okay. I never even thought about this at all.
Well, this is why we have a podcast, so that we can talk about this stupid shit.
I just didn't even think about male or female. I didn't even put too
Sorry, I
much
didn't
thought
need
in
to
it.
put an identity to it. But
No,
in my
now you did.
mind, it's a woman who's
Now you
like a
ruined it.
fairy. I'm sorry, everybody. The tooth fairy comes in, and she's flitting about. She goes under your pillow. You have to put your disgusting, rotted tooth
Yeah.
under a pillow in exchange for coin. What kind of back room in Gremlins, you know,
Doesn't any child ever question that no one has woken up with an intruder in your house, hovering over your bed, putting their whatever claw underneath your pillow to rummage through it
yeah, to
to
lift
find
your head while
to
you
find
sleep.
your body part?
Your body part in exchange for coins, just like that woman who
That
was
doesn't
selling off
sit
the
right.
pieces at that funeral home.
Right.
Exactly.
But this is weird. This is
We've never really talked about the tooth fairy, have we?
no, we've talked about Santa, we get it. I still don't understand why he's coming in via chimney and leaving that way. There is a front door. I mean, obviously if he can if this fat ass can get down, can he just manipulate? Can he also be like a cat burglar and he can just figure out how to get
Go
in
out
the
a
front door?
window, I know.
Or,
'Cause that
like,
would be unsafe.
Unlock the door, get in, get out.
You got to
do
keep
the
the flue
code.
open. You better hope you keep the flue open. Also, clean while you're in there. As a new homeowner,
Yeah.
you should want Santa to arrive. Get rid of some of those old,
Right.
squirrel bodies that have rotted in your fireplace.
Correct.
We need to really think about this tooth fairy. Do you remember when you learned that Santa was not real? Because I don't think I remember. I think he
No.
sort of faded off like my story.
Uh-huh.
Like he just sort of fell off the cliff.
And then
And
nothing
nobody
happened.
checked on his mental health.
Yeah.
But I don't remember like a definitive date. Like, did you hear a kid who was like, Santa's not real, homo?
Probably. Probably.
Like somebody gave up the ghost.
I'm sure. I mean, I don't really remember when this happened, but
Yeah, I don't think that
I also
have
don't
a-
like. I also don't like to talk to my nieces and nephews about it. Like, what did Santa bring? Because I don't like to talk to children like that.
I agree. I don't do I just don't talk to children.
Well, there's that,
Disney villain.
right? And
Yeah.
because of the lawsuit.
Yeah.
So I just don't think there's something that's weird about it because I don't really like to
Interact. And you got to stay 30 feet away.
eat that. And like, what did Santa bring you? Oh, do you have a girlfriend, Tommy? No, Tommy's 3. Like, he doesn't have a girlfriend. He's not interested in that. He hasn't found his dick yet. No.
Look, you know that I hate baby talk.
Right.
And this is why we are childless or child-free is
I've never talked to
now,
my nieces or nephews other than how I talk to you, Jim, and anyone else.
which I appreciate because kids love sarcasm.
Sometimes
And they
there's
totally get
that,
nuance.
there is that group of children that understands what the fuck I'm saying.
And those are my kids.
And they're like-
and they'll find me
I hear you, and I raise you this.
like, I see you, your Yadro. I raise you some more sarcasm.
And then I start chewing on that cigarette because obviously
Because it's
gone.
candy.
Yeah.
Obviously. It's the chalky candy.
They're like, also,
These are awful.
these are new lungs. I'm not gonna gross
The
smoke.
chalk candy. And they're like, I have been trying to cut back for months now. Oh, hypnosis doesn't work. Oh, the patches don't work. I mean, what are you going to do? I am 5.
These things are gonna fall. I'm getting $5 for that tooth faggot. So, male or female, I don't know what she is, but it's weird, right?
Anyway, you cut it. Someone's in my room watching me sleep.
One step away from whoever killed John Bonet. Am I right?
Am I
right or
right?
wrong? Yeah.
And where are all these teeth going? Not for nothing, but
Is it a castle? Is it a weird tooth castle in the sky?
what
Anyway.
kind of helter-skelter bullshit is this? She's making a house out of your teeth. Where do they go?
Right.
Where do they go when you leave?
Right, like they were super clean when you pulled it out of my head.
Which is why it fell out of my skull to begin with.
You're
On to my article, everybody. I'm going to look up the tooth fairy. We need to go into this more. It's got to be
She
something
doesn't
weird
exist.
German. Sure. Sure she does. That's what my mom said, too. All right. I have an article for you from the Green Bay Press Gazette, Green Bay, Wisconsin. July 6, 1968. Non-communicator needs compassion. Dear Outlanders, I will be 16 in 3 weeks. My problem is my father. He's said exactly 3 things to me in the last 5 years. Please don't think I'm exaggerating, because I can tell you what they were. The day after Christmas in 1963, he said, "Get off your fat rump and clean up the house, or do you plan to let the boxes and wrapping paper lie around until next year?" On January 2nd, 1964, he said, "I don't care if it was your party. Clean up the house." 3 weeks ago, he said, "Either get a haircut or roll it up. You look like a witch." I have tried to start a conversation with him many times, but he ignores me or talks to someone else. For example, if I say, "How come your socks don't match?" he'll say to my mother, "What is she bugging me about anyway?"
Shut that bitch up!
Slap that bitch or I'll send her the tooth fake. I can't say it. I can't say it. I wanted to say it like you, but I haven't earned it because I'm not a gay man. Well, I am a kind of gay man. Please tell me how to deal with this problem. When I see other kids carry on conversations with their fathers, I get very unhappy. Signed, ignored.
I haven't had a conversation with my dad in over 20 years.
Well, I don't want to say why. Because it's not my place. And now my ass is on my shoulders. I'm getting uncomfortable. Oh, I'm sweating. Dear ignored, accept the fact that your father is no communicator. Probably never was and never will be. You are not going to change him, so you better change your attitude. I feel sorry for a man who is so walled off from his children that he can't even speak to them. And one day, I hope you will understand how sad this is and that your resentment will turn to compassion. Ian! That is the most abusive answer to somebody who's being abused at home.
Was this a Christmas themed?
It said Christmas in it, so
Where?
I always... because he says the day after Christmas, he was like, "Get off your fat rump and clean the house."
My bad.
Abusive.
Okay.
Look, this is what happens. We look for Christmas articles. We get
No, I
angry.
know. I mean, because we started the podcast off very Christmassy.
Why would I
So I'm just-
change direction now?
Everything's on sale! Fire sale! 3
Cubic
for $1!
zirconia! It's always 3 for $1. This is really cheap Yadro. I would totally take that and resell it on eBay.
Look at all these Virgin Mary Yadros I
I have a shit ton of Virgin Mary Yadros. Why am I still shimmying?
What are you, like Dan Aykroyd and Steve Martin? Wild and crazy guys.
Hey! Every time the jingle bells go off, I'm like, ah! I turn into Charo.
You're like in a 1980s sitcom, like, I don't know, Jim J. Bullock, let's go run.
It's that, like, laughing where they're just like... I'm sweating. This is the most energy I've expended in forever.
Well, I'm sorry.
It burns calories, everybody.
Because you certainly need to burn
of
more.
that.
Yeah.
I haven't had a solid in weeks. Yay!
I thought it just happened. Wait,
I
how
let
long-
go of a solid.
Oh, great.
That's different.
Hope that's in a Ziploc bag somewhere.
So there you go, my abusive Christmas experience through this father.
I love abusive Christmases.
Don't we all? Christmases should be that. Get off your ass and clean up this place. It's disgusting.
By any chance, did you watch the Christmas tree lighting?
It's lit?
So
I
I
didn't
guess
even
no.
know what happened.
I guess no. Is it?
No, so the answer is clearly, I didn't even know they put the thing up. I have been nowhere.
Yes, they
Okay.
did. It was a whole special. Kelly Clarkson,
Kelly
Backstreet
Clarkson
Boys.
is always at those things. Always.
I will take her over anyone else
I know.
because
but
she
I'm
can
like,
sing the shit out of anything live.
Okay, all right.
So
You bring
Kelly,
up a good
they
point.
roll out Kelly. She opens up her mouth. She just screams. You could hear her throughout the entire city.
You can hear her Ozempic.
And it's 100% fantastic. Then they roll out the Backstreet Boys, which
Oh, no.
is watching like 5 sex offenders because there's something about people that are like bumping and grinding in their videos, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, I'm just like you. Isn't it Christmas time?" And they're gesticulating in like this weird like isotoners commercial hand like
Yes.
glove shit,
Uh-huh.
and you're just like, something's not right here.
Well, are they choreographed? I don't think anything that they would do would be without choreography.
But it's like weird, like they're singing about Christmas and it's super cheesy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like someone who's in like recovery or something.
Oh.
Or like, hey, I don't touch boys anymore.
So I'm keeping my hands
Yeah.
above and out in plain sight,
Yeah.
so you can't.
Like something about the way that they're singing about this Christmas song, or both of them, is off.
What are they doing? I
It's
have
like
to look
watching
this
Jennifer
up.
Lopez sing Christmas songs. You're like, number one, you're not very good. Number two, I don't believe that you like this song, can commit to it, understand the story, even though it's very simple. It's Jingle Bells. I don't get on board, and they're not singing live. So
oh no,
again,
everything's canned.
Kelly singing live 100%.
Crushing it.
These 5 men not singing live.
Shellacked looking, like weird,
Right.
kind of.
So
like
they're not
mannequins.
singing in a crowd, which I don't know how they do that because they're so close. Then Thalia or whatever her name is comes on. I don't know if you know who she is.
I have no idea who she. I don't know who's famous anymore.
I don't know. I didn't know this either. So she gets on, and I'm like, "Oh, this is nice." And Kelly gives her like this amazing introduction, like she's world renowned, sold all this shit. So I'm like, "Oh, she's probably like a Kelly." What happens then is this high pony rolls out. She's got this high ponytail. She's wearing this giant
Puffer coat. or
puffer
something?
coat
How
and
did
like
I
a
know?
bodysuit. Her teeth are all the same size.
Oh.
And she's singing Feliz Navidad, which if anyone needs to know the lyrics, I just said that. That's the
That's
entire
the whole
song, forever and ever. But she has jazzed it up and she's lip syncing and it's terrible. Like when she does, now everybody, Feliz Navidad. She's like, Feliz Navidad. So the microphone is out there, but she's singing full voice.
Uh-huh.
You know, normally, like if you're singing live, it's like, Feliz.
Oh no! Wait,
Right.
wait.
But
what?
you know how like if you're singing live, you're
Yeah.
saying Feliz Navidad, you say Feliz, you say Navidad, and the mic cuts out because
You're
the mic
putting
is
it
out.
away from you, like
Right.
you're Al Roker at the
Correct.
parade. He had that mic nowhere near his face. I was like, I don't know what he's saying anymore. Why do you look like Gorton's fisherman? Anyway,
So she is full voice. She's dancing. She's moved the microphone away from her face. I'm like, this bitch is not even singing live. And then her backup dancers are like, if they couldn't be any, if they were gayer, they'd be on fire. Just like the whole like. And I'm watching. I'm
gotta
like,
look
this
this
is like if we rolled out the Love Boat right now, and Charo was still on the Love Boat, but now she has her own show.
Uh-huh.
This is it.
Wow, I gotta look at this.
You have to.
So she's lip syncing and she's pulling the
100%.
microphone away, so she's not even trying to pretend anymore.
Right.
Which, by the way, no one is. If you watched the Thanksgiving Day parade, I was like, we're not even.
No, we're not.
And why? Every year at the Thanksgiving Day parade, they were like, Simone Miller's here. And I was like, who? Like, the amount of people, they named all these people. And I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to care about any. I don't know who you are. I have no idea who you are.
Right.
That's 90% of these experiences.
And I don't give a shit about that. I just want to see like Charlie Brown or whatever
Yeah.
float through the sky, or when what's his name? Barney was ripped to shreds.
Oh, because when they
The
went
purple
ass to
dinosaur.
mouth or something? He was ripped to shreds?
You know, isn't it Barney the purple dinosaur?
Yeah.
When the wind
Caught
caught
him?
him and then just ripped him to shreds live on TV.
I never
Like
saw
the
that.
height of his popularity.
What year was that?
It was
Oh,
in the 90s, obviously.
oh my God. I love that it just ripped him apart and every
Ripped him
kid
to shreds.
is just watching this happen.
You're like,
Like, oh my God, it's Barney! It's Barney!
But like he got like snagged, and then the wind caught him, so then just ripped him up, just like
Wow. Can
just
you imagine?
decimated him.
You pay like 10 grand a month to have a place on Central Park West, and Barney rolls by, gets caught on your window, and then it's just like ripped, and it's just all purple all over the Dakota. Yoko Ono.
That's why Barney ripped to shreds, because she was vocalizing.
Go back and listen to the last episodes,
It
everybody.
does not disappoint.
It does not disappoint. We never disappoint. You know what else doesn't disappoint on this Christmas episode? Instagram mail, damn it. It's time. It's
Time
for
mail.
Are you ready? If you're watching on YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram mail. Jingle the bells. It's Instagram mail. Feliz Navi Instagram mail.
Feliz Navidad.
Is that
Feliz Navidad.
Prospero. I love that. Just go ahead.
But of course not singing.
But of course not, because she's already
Feliz Navidad. Like that's.
That's what it was.
I didn't explain it properly
I totally
before.
get it. I
But
get
you
it
all
now.
get
I
it.
understand.
You all get it.
We all get it, and we get you.
I'm not a singer, so I can't really.
Yeah, I'm vocalizing. I'm vocalizing into this Instagram mail. So email us, dearpodofficial@gmail.com, if you would like a question answered on any day of the year, be it Christmas, be it New Year's. We want the gift of your communique. Or slide into our DMs at dearpodofficial. I never know which camera to look at. Every time.
Just don't look
Every
at
time.
any of them.
I'm just going to look right at you. Right at you, camera one. All right, we have one
Camera one,
Instagram.
camera two. Camera two, camera
Camera
one.
two. Oh, I don't care I don't care about anything.
They care about
Is the
you.
Yadro on sale yet?
Nope.
Not yet.
Guess-
It's not time.
Apparently
Well,
not yet.
Let's take things a little slower then. Instagram mail. Read it to us, Patty.
Dear Pod, I want to start by saying. Oh, wait. Oh, yes. Sorry. Dear Pod, I want to start by saying I love my best friend, but it seems like lately when we talk, all she does is complain. Even when I try to keep things light and talk about stuff I think she couldn't possibly complain about, she finds a way. It's getting exhausting. I find I want to call her less and less. Should I address it or just let her tire herself out? I don't know if this is a phase, but it's draining the people around her, and I don't think she knows. Signed, call the Whamulance. This seems pointed, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Dear Wham, like white-knuckling a kid screaming on an international flight, there's only so much you can take before you snap and crack the living daylights out of him. Sometimes a friend needs tough love and a whack on the side of the head to get over themselves. And not for nothing, you're not a therapist, and anything you say or do will be held against you later. Yes, we have the fun times with our friends, nights filled with cocktails and gab sessions, dinners and movies, laughter and mayhem, but with all the good stuff comes some heavy lifting. Well, it doesn't have to be so heavy. You can either cattle prong them until they stop or subtly suggest that the topic at hand has been exhausted, like my right hand while watching fellow travelers.
Oh.
Of course, no one in the throes of complaining will want to hear, stop talking, or move on, or next topic, please. But we all have limits, and you don't need to be dying a slow death listening to your friend go on and on why her Sammy doesn't want to try anal in bed after having a fun night out at Chi-Chi's, a celebration of fun, when you've provided more oral stimulation than a rectory full of priests. Maybe your speaking up is exactly the wake-up call your friend needs, and who knows, they just might say thank you, or stop calling you altogether.
Oh.
Either way, it's a win-win for you.
Very similar themes coming up. No surprise. But before I do, I just have to say Chi-Chi's is making a comeback. Have you seen this?
No.
It's like trending on Twitter. Chi-Chi's is like the place to be. We should go.
To Chi-Chi's.
Chi-Chi's. We do.
Also, there's Pepe's.
What's that?
It's kind of like a Chi-Chi's, but it's Pepe.
Oh, it's not as fun. Chi-Chi.
Well, because it's a celebration of fun.
But Chi-Chi's came out around the same time as Chili's, and I'm sure that they were pissed. Chili's opens up, takes off, and Chi-Chi's is like, we were here first!
Well, Chi-Chi's is Mexican and Chili's is everything.
I always...
They're like, what goes well with salt? Anything.
Chicken
Okay, great.
thumbs.
Right.
They had chicken thumbs at
Because
Chili's.
it's all I taste anytime I've ever been at Chili's.
But Chili's to me is Mexican. Because it's
Chili's?
chili. Yeah, they have a chili in the thing, so I think it's hot food. I associate Mexican food with Chili's. as
But
well
I never
as
order
Chi-Chi.
a burger at a Mexican restaurant.
Well, then you haven't lived. And for that, here's my answer.
Okay.
Dear Ware, you know what no one says on their deathbed? God, I wish I spent more time complaining. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a good bitch sesh every now and then. Who doesn't? But complaining is like truffle oil. A little goes a long way. And it doesn't have to be on everything, Ruth's Chris.
Ruth, Chris.
Thirdly,
Ruth.
I think you should absolutely say something to complainy Katie there. She may not even be aware she's doing it. It's like my Jules and his mouth breathing. He's just sitting there watching TV, completely unaware that he sounds like Bane from Batman. There's a new episode of Great British Bake Off. And then I say to him, Christ, close your mouth when you breathe. You're going to inhale my good tea towels. And he obliges. Then I kiss him on the head and place him back into his cage with love. Sometimes we need those closest to us to point out the worst in ourselves. Otherwise, what's the point of relationships? If we can't trust our nearest and dearest to tell us when we are annoying and gross, then why let them into our inner circle? Think of it like telling someone they have something in their teeth. Next time she winds up to wench about this, that, or the other, you just say, I want to preface this by saying I love you. But shut the fuck up. Or some variation on that with kinder words. I'm not your ghostwriter. You figure it out. I'm sure she'd be happy you brought it to her attention, and most likely your friendship will be stronger as a result. Or she'll go to another friend to complain about you. Either way, you win. Good luck, you tentative son of a bitch, and happy confronting. Ian!
Well said.
Well said, everybody. Well said.
I've done this
Steve.
to people before.
Like, look, if you read that letter and you think you are not one of the two people in that letter, you're wrong. I have been the complainer and I have been the complained upon. I have been the oversaturated, and I have oversaturated people.
Especially your towels.
I have oversaturated every surface in this poor house.
Yeah.
Let's just say I was like a cat, though. I was kind enough to do it on a hard surface that could be cleaned up and not a rug where things would absorb.
Okay, thanks for
But yes.
taking us back.
Anyway, bringing it back around, not to make it about me. This is my podcast.
I've also
right?
had someone like, okay, you need to stop with whatever you're talking about right now. We've exhausted it.
When somebody, like when a good friend of yours has the balls to be like, I can't take it anymore, that is the moment that I'm like, it's shocking. Like, you don't even know you're doing it. It's sort of like a tick, you know, you're just sort of doing it out of habit, and you get into this groove. I remember, like, I pushed my friend Kate to the limit one time, and I didn't even know. And it was about guys. I was talking to her about all the bad choices that I was making and obsessing about some stupid shit. And she was like, I love you, but I can't help you anymore. This is too much. You need to stop. Like, because, you know, we don't know that we're getting into that.
I think we kind of, sometimes I can feel like, did I just complain solidly for 10 minutes? Never mind. Life is not that bad.
I know, because it's easier for me, and especially this time of year, because I'm like,
you're like observational, like comedy.
Absolutely. And that's the weird thing too, is like, that's my business is to figure out the shit that drives me nuts and to like bring it up on stage.
Right.
And sometimes you can just get in this like circle of doing it, and then you're bringing your work home with you, and then you're laying it on everybody around you, and then you don't realize until
that you're no longer like an observation comic. Now you're just a bitch.
I'm a bitch. Yes.
Wow, you're right. That was funny. We need to go.
Okay, yeah, I get the finger. If I get the finger at home, like in life,
Excuse me?
different and different. You can get the fingers so many ways, you guys.
Okay.
There's
Don't I
one
know
time
it.
in
Anyway.
anyway, you know what I think? I think it's Christmas, and I think we need to drink, because I have only been taking in liquids all week. I have not had an alcoholic beverage for 7 days and 7 nights. Is that how long the oil burned? Is it Hanukkah yet?
I don't know.
Asking for a friend. I think it's time for a specialty cocktail on this, our holiday episode that you would never know is a holiday episode.
No one knows.
Are we ready? It's time For specialty cocktail,
specialty drink,
industry
industry
cocktail, industry. Whatever has become of me? Everybody loved No Industry. It's the song that made no fucking sense in all of Peaches.
That's because it was a song within a show.
Exactly. It's a performance within a performance.
Correct.
I understand the concept of it, and everybody, like, every gay man knows every single word to O Industry. It's the
Well, if they don't know the entire soundtrack, then
Maybe
shame
I'll
on-
watch Beaches tonight. That sounds lovely.
I introduced Marcus has never seen, as a gay man, he has never seen Steel Magnolias. So the other day, after completing the tree, we turned on not Home Alone, not The Family Stone, not It's a Wonderful Life. We turned on Steel Magnolias for our inaugural.
Put on your fireplace. Hold your hand. Are you ready to cry in a field with
Marcus
Dolly
is like,
Parton?
so now he understands every joke that I've said for the past gazillion years.
How have you gotten this far
And then-
into your relationship? It's like you're speaking Greek to him. It's like you had a whole different life that was happening on the side.
Yeah. And then we watch, he's like, wow, that is an intense movie.
And you're like, but it's great, right? Diabetic coma.
The whole time I'm like, oh, this is like, the whole time I'm like, wow, I'm such an, like, I don't know if it came with age. I'm an asshole. I've been saying, Shelby, drink the juice. This woman, this wasn't a real person that actually died. And is in.
It's not a real person.
Yeah.
It's a play.
Yes.
Steel Magnolias is a play not based on a real person.
Yes, it is.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Yeah. It is written by her brother.
Wait, what? What is this Christmas episode? There's so many revelations. What? That's not a real person. Shelby was not a real person.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let me just double check.
You should have a drink.
I should have a
Yeah,
drink to
read it.
deal with this.
You do
All
that,
right,
I'll do my
everybody, I think
recognizance.
this is kind of perfect, the drink that we're about to have for this specialty cocktail, given this revelation that we've just had, which is major, and I'm going to need some time. This week's specialty cocktail is Probiotic Dailies. Hello, 911. It's an emergency. No, don't send an ambulance. Send James Jules Ferris. That is right. For this, you will need 3.1 fluid ounce bottle of Activia Probiotic Dailies. Here's the instructions. Tear off foil lid and pour into your gullet. Now here's the tasting notes. 'Tis the season for a big old stomach ache. Have you ever stopped to think what you are pouring and jamming into your mouth from October through New Year's Day?
I do.
Oh, I've jammed him in.
No, fuck.
It's a wonder that the poop isn't shooting out of your ears and eyes. We need to press the restart button before the chaos goes too far. I give you Activia's Probiotic Dailies. Probiotic Dailies are yogurt drinks that contain live probiotics and are designed to support gut health. And let me tell you something about most of our guts. They're a catastrophe. Our gut health is a catastrophe. That's like RFK Jr.
I thought you were Shelby. No, I feel terrible. You give me a probiotic and I'm gonna leave.
RFK Jr. is Shelby.
This is not right.
Probiotics
It's not right.
are living microorganisms that can provide health benefits. Doctors may recommend probiotics if you have a digestive issue or have taken medications that may have upset your microbiome. The best time to take probiotics is generally with breakfast or just after. Here's something that has never been said out loud on this podcast before. Probiotics help prevent infectious diarrhea. I will repeat that. It helps prevent infectious diarrhea. Where were you 2 weeks ago? Here's hoping Santa leaves a 6-pack of the strawberry-flavored dailies under your tree. Now deck the halls, rest those merry gentlemen, and start roasting those chestnuts. Bottoms up. Literally. I will never stop laughing at RFK being... You don't stop talking about me, I'm gonna leave. I'd like to see you try, RFK Jr. I'd like to see you try. You're about to be in the Senate. I'm gonna leave.
It's terrible.
This is going to hell. All right, everybody. Oh, and here they are.
Keep in mind, I have to be on a train.
Well,
so if this kicks in and I'm Kristen Wiig on SNL playing Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm going to come to your house and shit all over your bathroom.
It wouldn't be the first time that somebody shat on New Jersey Transit. I'm just saying, get ready for me to record my new album. All right, everybody, bottoms up. You're actually going to drink it. I thought that. Can you take any dairy?
No.
Oh,
Wait,
good.
is this dairy?
Well, it's yogurt. Isn't yogurt dairy?
Yeah.
But you could be enjoying Activia twice a day.
Well, I'm not going to drink the whole thing.
Well, I'm going to chug this because I need it. Ready? Yadro, that's good. Ooh, let's take this a little faster.
That can't be right.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so dense?
Do you know that this is the only thing I've been ingesting all week?
You can ingest this.
I don't share Activia with just anybody.
Please don't.
I don't want to drink the
right.
rest of your
This
probiotic.
doesn't seem right.
I like the chalky finish.
That's not great. I don't like that. I don't like
This has, honest to God, been the only thing that's keeping me alive. I find it weirdly
Why
comforting.
is it so small?
Because I
like
ordered
as
the
big as
wrong
the
size
thumb.
from Instacart.
But who's this for?
It's for me.
Like preemies?
I don't know. Because, I went on Instacart, and I love Instacart now. It's my newest favorite thing. If I never set foot in a ShopRite ever again, it will be too soon. So I like getting food delivered for a nominal fee. But, you're shopping online, and you can't see the size of these things. And then it showed up, and I was like, these little wiener Activias. Like, I don't even know how many calories this is.
I like the diagram of supports gut health, and it's like 2 parentheses and a period.
In the middle, yeah. So it
Right.
looks like
So you
a
have to
thin
look.
stomach.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you have to be thin in order to drink this.
Absolutely. It supports your gut health. That's what it's going to make you look like. See how it's all like, there's no handles.
This can't be right.
There's no love handles. It's gluten-free.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
I
no,
can see why Jamie Lee Curtis endorsed this. I got to be honest.
I can't.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You've
Fred Berman.
Harvey and Sheila Harvey
Oh
and
my
Sheila
God.
Harvey and Sheila moved to West LA. Harvey.
This is a very special guest that's dropping in right now. Is it hello? Hello there. Hello, caller? Caller, can you hear us?
Yes, Sheila!
Jesus Christ!
Yeehaw! Yeehaw! How you doing, yo? It's your old pal George Bailey, a.k.a. Jimmy Stewart. It's been forever.
Jimmy, it has been years. How are you doing?
Oh, dead as always, dipping my balls in Donna Reed's mouth as always, just doing the old hee-haw teabag. It's been so long. I've been up here in the heaven, dipping the balls in, doing the old lasso the moon. That's where I take my rope, I lasso Mr. Potter's balls and dip those into Donna Reed's mouth, and I watch with joy. But I'll tell you, I can never finish, because I always need the dulcet voices of you, all building alone podcasters to help me finish and spew them alone all over Potter's, I call it. And I have to find a release. Hee-haw!
Wait.
Poor Donna Reed.
I know, but also, Jimmy Stewart, it sounds like you're falling off a cliff. It sounds like you are.
Well, that's what it feels like when you're released like I do after all. It's been years.
Well, so you're saying that you can't finish without hearing us talk to you.
That's exactly right. That's it.
Wow.
You've got, and I got to tell you, Aaron, I had, the biggest release I've had in centuries. Because I'll tell you something, while I was up here, Mr. Potter got me into something I never heard of called Scheisse film.
Oh!
Lots of Germans. And let me tell you, I've been playing Lasso the Moon. Donna was down being the good girl she was. The balls were dipping in and out. Nothing was happening. And suddenly I heard a scream. And where's this? And it's sort of like Clarence. You know how Clarence in that wonderful holiday movie I was in, It's a Wonderful Life. So
Yeah,
it was Happy Holidays. He comes down and he can see what the humans are doing. Well, that's what we do sometimes. And I heard this scream, and I looked down, and I said, what is that? Who is that sweet ginger puking and shitting herself everywhere? And suddenly, oh my, everything, Bert and Ernie and everyone just came spewing out. It was wonderful. So thank you, Aaron McGuire.
Oh, I'm just glad that I could help you finish after all these years with the visual of me shitting all over the floor. I don't even know where to begin.
And I just want to, for everyone listening, I just want to clarify. You shitting yourself made me ejaculate on Donna Reed's forehead while my balls were in her mouth. I just want to clarify.
Okay.
My balls were in Donna Reed's mouth. I heard the sounds of you shitting yourself, and that made me ejaculate.
I'm really glad you laid that out like you're trying to make a case in court, like with a red thread board, you know? You're really letting everybody know the details.
Mr. Smith did go to Washington and came all over Washington's face, too. Because I like the old presidents as well. Heaven's open for anyone.
He didn't go to Washington. He came on Washington.
Is this Joe
Exactly.
Rogan?
Bingo. Hee-haw.
Well, also,
listen,
I just want you to know that you said hee-haw teabag, and I am halfway to making T-shirts right now to sell on our website that say hee-haw teabag. I can't think of a better catchphrase for you.
Any way I can help you. I'm just so happy that you guys are back. I want to wish you the merriest of Christmases. And to everyone listening, go out there, lasso somebody's moon. And by moon, I mean testicles. Dip them in your loved one's mouth and just be grateful for what you got and that you're not shitting yourself or that you are shitting yourself and making yourself full release all over Donna Reed's forehead. Again, the balls were in Donna Reed's mouth. I saw you shit, and I ejaculated. Just to be clear.
Oh, my God.
Nothing's been clear.
Merry Christmas,
Happy
everybody.
holidays.
I think I'm actually going to read the tale that you just shared with us. I think families around the country are going to gather all the kids around the fireplace, and they're going to tell that story to them.
It'll be like FDR just sitting around that fight, just reading out to the radios. I'll see if I can find FDR up here. He's somewhere up here rolling around.
Well, good.
FDR, I got a story for you to tell.
Well, that's better than RFK Jr. We'll get back to that later, everybody. Thank you so much for calling us, Jimmy Stewart. You are so
Merry
fantastic.
Christmas, Merry Christmas, you old Buildings Alone podcast. Love you.
Oh, my God, he's on sale for the next 3 minutes. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, that was so shocking. I did not expect.
From the Sex Offender Podcast. Poor Donna Reed.
Poor Donna Reed. Hee-haw, teabag.
Was that a drinking game? 'Cause
I think so.
I would be blackout drunk.
But the best was that he laid it out multiple times. He laid it out. He laid
Yes.
it out.
I think I got it.
I can't think of a better Christmas episode that we could possibly have. Oh my God!
Everything's on sale.
3 for 1. Lay it
$9
out.
for $1.
He keeps doing it. Why is everything on sale all the time? I'm gonna pee my pants. Stop it!
Toilets, 2 for $1.
I've got nothing to jingle.
Not anymore.
Oh my God! That's it. I can't take it anymore. Everybody, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
3
Happy
for
holidays.
$1. Yadros for everybody.
Everything's on sale all the time. Don't talk about me like I'm not here.
This episode of Dear Pod is mixed and edited by Jim Ferris and is a property of Pineapple Ranch Productions.